This video is to demonstrate how to create batch work order schedules. This is used when you have a fairly stable work order process. You've been doing this for quite some time, and you're looking to be able to create schedules very quickly. And there are a couple of assumptions here. One is that you have your safety stock, your lead times, and your routers all set up appropriately. You also have demand loaded in the system. Now in our case, we have demand loaded in the system through our sales and operations planning process, which we'll refer to as S&OP. So S&OP, we have loaded that demand in the system as a TW forecast. So let's get started. First of all, you'll go to the distribution and logistics, open that up. Go down here to Material Planning, Daily Process, and then MPS Daily Operations. Now MPS stands for Master Production Scheduling, and it is used for top level items, things that you're going to sell. Anything that you're going to build as componentry or that you're going to purchase is going to be planned through MRP, Materials Requirement Plannings. But we're going to be MPS. Let's double click on MPS Detail Message Review. Alright, you can hit find and it's going to bring up everything that's in the database. All the different branch plants, all the different message types, all the different work orders. It's even going to group all your work orders and your purchase orders together. So let's narrow our selection down so we can see exactly what we want to focus. And today we're going to do the aluminums line, which has a planning family of 202. Type in 202 there. We also want to look at really just the MPS items, so let's do a number 1 there. And we have two different branch plants active in the system right now. We have branch plant 19, which is the traditional Theodore one, and we have branch plant 30, which is for cryoscience. So for demonstration, we're going to do in branch plant 30. And I do want to stress that we are in the test environment today, so none of this is going to be live. Click Find. Then we have warning messages that show up, and those could be things that are missing routers, missing BOMs, things like that. But we want to focus on just our O-type messages, which are the order type. Now one of the things we want to do at this point is decide what date range we're going to be working on. So for today's demonstration, we're going to create the schedules for the week of 12/7. So you can see I have my screen set up to sort by date. So the newest date always goes to the top, the oldest date's down at the bottom. So we see we have a bunch of items here for 12/7. Now as you're creating the schedule, one of the things you're going to have to do is refer back to the production plan, which is created out of the S&OP process, and that's going to tell you how many units or how many hours you are available to schedule at each week. So just for demonstration purposes, let's say that we look at this and we don't have enough cans scheduled or enough cans recommended for the week. So we can actually go out to these future dates and change the dates and bring them in. So we're going to change the dates. You need to change the start date and you need to change the request date. So that now brings these things in to our recommended schedule. And you can see that has now added that to the list of items to schedule. Once we get ready to, we've done our review, we know that we have approximately the right number of cans, right number of hours that we're going to schedule for the week. All you have to do is highlight all of the items that you want. Click on Row. And you see a tab right up here called Process Messages. So click on that, and it's going to process for a few seconds. And then there's going to be a couple things that pop up that tell us that this does work. First of all, you'll see that the message type has changed to a P, so these now have been processed. You're also going to get this additional flag here that message process is now a Y for yes, it has processed. And you now have work orders assigned to them. Everything is at status 10 though, and in our particular scenario, status 10 is not valid for issuing to the work floor or to the shop floor. What's going to happen is we need to attach the parts list and router, and we need to bump this up to status 20. Status 20 is where they can actually see it on the line. So now that we have work orders created, we have them at status 10. Let's close out of this and let's bump everything to status 20. So the easiest way to do that is go to your shop floor management tab, standard JDE vanilla functions, shop floor management. Open that up, and you see a little tab right here called order processing. Now what I like to do is right click, do a prompt for version. And the reason we do that is because we do have versions out there for both 19 and 30. Close this out, and you can see the BP30 work order processing right there. Hit select. Now if you want, you can hit data selection and you can run for one particular work order. You can do multiples. But in this case, we want to do everything that's out there. So we're not going to click data selection. We're just going to hit submit. You can change some processing options in here if you want, but that is not recommended because everything is set up to run correctly. Click OK. Click OK. Alright, now things have started running. What I like to do is check on the status of that. So we come down here to this little tab called Submit Jobs, which is under the Form heading. Click on that. And I also, again, I have my grid set up so that the newest job goes to the top. You can have it set up so your newest job goes to the bottom, but that's, to me, you scroll down too far. So you see it starts with the word processing here, which means it is running. So, and if you hit find, you can see that there are multiple jobs that run behind it. Okay, and you just keep clicking until this job right here has changed to a D. So everything is done now. Close out of that. Close out of this. Go back to our main menu. And now how do you verify it? Just double click on the shop floor workbench. And you could actually look for all of your branch plant 30 work orders that are at status 20. So we hit find. Okay, these are all the ones that have been previously assigned. We go down here. We have a start date of 12/7 and a request date of 12/11. So that is how we have generated the work order schedule, or the schedule for the aluminums line. You can repeat this process for all the different lines that we have out there. The process for creating purchase orders is very similar, but that's going to be covered in a different video. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, feel free to talk to management.